Brace yourself. Get it passed up anytime now. Collect yourself. Cause it'll never be the same in this sad, sad world. Walk around the light a bit, trying to make the pieces fit to a puzzle with a million missing pieces. When I'm feeling fine is when I discover that I'm afraid to blow my cover, and there's something very wrong with this. So sit back in your hole.
Good morning, everybody. Good to be with you today. So Humbaba just had a pretty lousy day, didn't he, Sandra? How you feel about that, Sandra? Bad, says Sandra. Yeah. Humbaba didn't necessarily deserve that, but that's none of my business. Interesting though that and last time we talked, Enkidu, by virtue of becoming human, became instantly capable of all the best things of human nature. Empathy and a passion for justice and wanting to reach out and help the oppressed. But if you ever spent any time around humans, have you? Spent any time around humans? If you were to spend some time around humans, you realize there's another side to that coin. There's a dark side of the coin. That's a bad metaphor. I'm a bad teacher. I should teach more good. Yeah, and so the ability to be selfish and to disregard the needs of others. Of course, Humbaba's not human. He's a powerful supernatural figure, and he's not exactly a good guy, but he's not like exactly a monster either. Not exactly evil either. Gilgamesh chapter 3 opens up, and as it opens up, Gilgamesh is washing Humbaba's blood and guts off of himself. All right, so he's still covered in the gore from this slaughter of Humbaba. I should have had us act out the slaughter of Humbaba, but I didn't. And he happens to catch the eye of Ishtar. Ishtar, who is also known as Inanna. Inanna is a later name for her. They are the same goddess. All right, she is the goddess of beauty and the goddess of fertility. And so she's kind of the one, like if you've caught her eye, it would seem you've sort of hit the jackpot. And she sees Gilgamesh washing innocent, or at least semi-innocent, Humbaba's blood and guts off of him, and that's when she expresses her interest. And so the lovely Ishtar has this to say to Gilgamesh.
Come to me, Gilgamesh, and be my bridegroom. Grant me, I can't really see, hold on. I'm not thinking of seed of your body. Let me be your bride, and you shall be my husband. I will harness for you chariot of lapis, lazuli, and of gold, with wheels of gold and horns of copper, and you shall have mighty demons of storm for draft mules. When you enter our house in the fragrance of cedarwood.
Get in the spotlight, man. Let him see what Ishtar looks like.
Threshold and throne will kiss your feet. Kings, rulers, and princes will bow down before you. They shall bring you tribute from mountains and plain. Your owls shall drop twins, and your goats triplets. Your pack ass shall be outrun mules. Your oxen shall have no rivals, and your chariot horses shall be famous far off of their swiftness.
So she's got careful. She's got quite a lot to offer Gilgamesh. All right? She's the most beautiful creature in the universe. She offers him herself, and she offers him power. She offers him wealth. She offers him, at least she's not explicit about being a great warrior, although the chariot horses being famous far off. Well, your chariot horses become famous far off when you're a great charioteer in battle. So, if if you studied the later myth of the judgment of Paris, the incident that leads to the Trojan War, essentially Ishtar is offering Gilgamesh all three temptations of Paris at the same time. If you've studied the even later story of the temptations of Christ, there are also real parallels here, minus there's no sexual temptation in the temptations of Christ, but the temptations to wealth and power, if he will adore Satan. Both of those stories stand in the literary tradition that originates here with Gilgamesh. So what do you think? If you were Gilgamesh, what do you think? Most beautiful conceivable immortal goddess in our reality, and tons of money and tons of power. Does it sound like a good deal? Yeah. Well, let's find out. Let's find out what Gilgamesh has to say. So this is in the excerpt 1 on Schoology.
If I take you in marriage, what gifts can I give in return? What ointments and clothing for your body? I would gladly give you bread and all sorts of food fit for a god. I would give you wine to drink fit for a queen. I would pour out barley to stuff your granary. But as for making you my wife, that I will not. How would it go with me? Your lovers have found you like a brazier which smolders in the cold, a back door which keeps out neither squall of wind nor storm, a castle which crushes the garrison, pitch that blackness the bearer, a waterskin that chased a carrier, a stone which falls from a parapet, a battering ram turned back from an enemy, a sandal that trips the wearer. Which of your lovers did you ever love forever? What shepherd of yours has pleased you for all time? Listen to me while I tell the tale of your lovers.
Oh, he could have just said no.
He could.
The worst they can say is no.
Jesus Christ.
I heard a few stories about you, Ishtar, and if you got a minute, we're going to go through these stories. I'm going to tell you everything I know about every other guy you've ever been with, and then you tell me why I'm saying no to you.
There was Tasmas, the lover of your youth. For him you decreed wailing year after year. You loved the many-colored roller, but still you struck and broke his wing. Now in the grove he sits and cries, Cappy, Cappy, my wing, my wing. You have loved the lion, tremendous in strength. 7 pits you dug for him, and 7. You have loved the stallion, magnificent in battle, and for him you decreed whip and spur and a thong, to gallop 7 leagues by force.
This is a high-quality production, ladies and gentlemen.
Leagues by force, and to muddy water before he drinks, and for his mother Silili limations. You have loved the shepherd of the flock. He made meal cake for you day after day. He killed kids for your sake.
Baby goats, not yeah.
You struck and turned him into a wolf.
Ooh, ouch.
Now his own herd boys chase him away. His own hounds worry his flanks. And did you not love Ishulanilu? The gardener of your father's palm grove? He brought you baskets filled with dates without end. Every day he loaded your table. Then you turned your eyes on him and said, Dearest, come here to me. Let us enjoy your manhood. Come forward and take me. I am yours. He answered, What are you asking from me? My mother has baked and I have eaten. Why should I come to such as you for food that is tainted and rotten? For when a screen of rushes significant protection from frost. But when you had heard his answer, you struck him. He was changed to a blind mole deep in the earth, one whose desire is always beyond his reach. And if you and I should be lovers, should I not be served in the same fashion as all these others whom you loved once?
So yeah, Gilgamesh is not interested. I'm not asking anybody to tell any stories, but you've probably know people who've experienced something like this, who've looked and said, wait a minute, yeah, you're talking a nice game now, and you look good and everything, but you know, I've talked to a dozen people who have a different story to tell. What's the term we use for this these days? Huh? No, for what Gilgamesh is doing to her.
Oh, gaslighting.
Huh?
Leading
No, he's not. He's saying no. He's saying like the most capital no. The most. He's.
Oh, you're this, you're that, but it's like at the end of the day, I still know your story. So it's like leading out like, oh, you don't want me, but you want me low key.
Yeah, that's not what's happening. He's saying no. He's saying no, absolutely not. Not now. Not ever. You turned your last. Yeah. Just come here. What's he doing to her?
So he just said all your men are dead. So I'm not interested, girl. Nah.
You turn one guy into a mole. You ripped another guy's wings off. You cheat on every one of them. You left every one. You turn another guy into a wolf, and his own dogs are hunting him now. He's slut-shaming her, is what he's doing. He's slut-shaming her. So now it's I wasn't there, and it's myth, and it's the first written story ever, so it's not like there's like the early stories written down. I can't comment on how fair Gilgamesh is being to her. I will say she doesn't take it very well. Does that surprise you that she doesn't take it very well?
Yeah.
Right. So she goes home to daddy. And she goes home to her father, her biological or at least mythological, theological father. Her father is Anu, the god of the sky. And she cries to Anu, she cries to daddy, the god of the sky. Who's my Ishtar? That's you again, right? Here, someone just stand here and be Ishtar's daddy. You don't have any written words. Okay. Somebody just, Caden, come here. Stand here. Hey, would this be a good time to get pointed out that I'm getting paid right now? Caden, just stand here. You don't have to say anything. You are Ishtar's father. Ishtar's father.
Ish-
So Ishtar opened her mouth and said again,
My father, give me the bowl of heaven to destroy Gilgamesh. Fill Gilgamesh, I say, with arrogance to his destruction. But if you refuse to give me the bowl of heaven, I will break in the doors of hell and smash the bolts. There will be confusion of people, those above with those of the lower depths. I shall bring up to the dead too. Eat food like a living, and the host of dead will outnumber the living.
So if you ever, thank you, Ishtar. Thank you, Anu. Ladies and gentlemen, Anu, the god of the sky. So, again, I'm not asking anybody for their testimony here, but if you ever experience or know someone who's experienced disappointment in romance, sometimes that the feeling of sadness that naturally comes with that, sadness is a very uncomfortable emotion to sit in. And it's a lot easier, it's a lot more comfortable to shift that emotion from sadness to anger. And then it's very easy to let that anger overflow, expand beyond the borders. So whether she's right to be angry at Gilgamesh or not, she's angry at Gilgamesh. And because she's angry at Gilgamesh, she's going to destroy Gilgamesh. And then everything else. She wants her father to send her the supernatural, superpowered, the bull of heaven, this monster who will kill Gilgamesh by wiping out the entire city. And then, just to show us she meant business, she's going to initiate zombie apocalypse. Yes, friends, there is at least the threat of zombie apocalypse in the very first written story ever. I will bring up the dead to eat food like the living, and the host of the dead will outnumber the living. That is her threat. That was him letting her. That's him letting her down easy. That's the beginning when he says, I would marry you and I'd make you all the food in the world, but no. So boom.
It's a bull.
So the bull of heaven comes down. All right. I want just give you a taste. Just give you a taste of how strong the bull of heaven is. Here's from Gilgamesh. At the gates of Uruk, the bull went to the river. With his first snort, cracks opened in the earth, and 100 young men fell down to death. With his second snort, he's only his second snort, he's just getting started. With his second snort, cracks open, and the earth cracks open, and 200 fell down to death. Now, so the bull of heaven is destroying the city. In the Epic of Gilgamesh, who should we call for help in the Epic of Gilgamesh? We're going to call Gilgamesh and Enkidu together for help. So Gilgamesh and Enkidu team up. No, it's not. No, guys, no. The butt would be there. That's just unfortunate shadow. That's just unfortunate shadow. No, because, look, you could see the bottom of the drawers. All right, shut it. So, so Miguel, you are Enkidu, right? Yeah, so Enkidu, and he wants to make sure that he's the bigger of the two. Enkidu and Gilgamesh team up. They take down the bull of heaven, and then Enkidu's angrier than Gilgamesh is. Why do you think Enkidu might be angrier than Gilgamesh is? What's up?
I mean, he's taking his time out of his day to help.
Sure, but so's Gilgamesh. What's that?
Because he got sympathy.
For who?
For humans.
For humans, and specifically, not for the bull. Because they're killing the bull. They're killing the crap out of this bull. Gilgamesh is his friend. Remember, Gilgamesh and Enkidu, Gilgamesh loves Enkidu more than he's ever loved any woman. This is from the text. So maybe you've experienced this. I get a certain level of angry if you attack me, but if you attack the people I care about, if you hurt the people I care about, anger level, anger level goes through the roof, right? So that's what Enkidu is. So he's so angry. He rips out the bull of heaven's thigh, and hang on, I need to do something here. I'm going to need Eli for this. Come on up here. We welcome back to the stage. You don't have to say anything. Ishtar, goddess of beauty, Enkidu rips out the bull's thigh and throws it in Ishtar's face. Like, that's what I think of you. Mess with my boy. Go and get. What we have going on here, given that this is the first written story we've ever found, it's also the first religious narrative we ever found. Because it may seem not particularly religious compared to what the religious traditions we're more familiar with, but it's the first written mythical text, the first written religious text that tells a story. There are older standalone prayers. And notice at the very first that part of what Enkidu does by being human is to assert himself and assert his own liberty and his own dignity, even at the risk of offending the gods, even at the risk of defying powers that are stronger to him. That there's something about being human at least from the Gilgamesh poets' perspective and from the polytheistic Sumerian perspective that attributes dignity to self-assertion even when it's defiant and even when it's destined to lose. Enkidu is powerful. Ishtar is immortal. So if they ever really have a knockdown drag out, Enkidu can't win. And that's not stopping him, right? It's like, it's like somebody puts a gun to your head and they're going to kill you anyway, and they want you to. I'm making this up as I go on. I can't think of any good things. They want you to.
Post your internet history.
And you can't save yourself. Oh yeah, they tell you to. Okay, kneel down. I'm gonna kill you. Kneel, get on your knees. You're like, no, and you give them the middle finger because. I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. That's the thing. Okay, I hope everyone wrote that down. That Sandra, you getting a pen? That's the thing. Right. So, Enkidu then Enkidu goes on about his business, and one night he's sleeping, and he has a dream. A prophetic dream. He has a vision. And the vision is of his own death. And he awakes from this vision, and he is furious. But once again, he's not furious for himself. He's not furious. I kind of am right now. He's not furious that he's going to die and his life is going to end. He's furious specifically that his death will mean the end of the friendship with Gilgamesh. That it's like, I just found this guy, and we have so many more experiences to have together, so many more memories to build together, and now it's all taken away. And his reaction is that since it's going to end, it was all for nothing. And he starts cursing. He curses the trapper and the trapper's father who got the ball in motion that led to his going to Uruk to meet Gilgamesh. He curses Tyler, the prostitute, who's been nothing but kind to him. That's sort of her job. And he curses all of them. He's like, because I'm going to lose this love, because I'm going to lose this friendship, because I'm going to lose this experience, I wish I had never had it. You might have heard that it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved before, but Enkidu is giving the flip side of that experience. In the moment, anyway, from the perspective of many when they're suffering, the memory of good times is not an automatic comfort. And indeed, sometimes we find ourselves, unless we try, we can find ourselves unable to enjoy the good things we have right now when we start reflecting on the fact that they won't last. This is not serious life examples. I'm giving piddly stuff, but I'm like the worst at this. I'll be watching a TV show that I really like, and I can't help but checking how much time is left. So I'm like, oh man, there's only 20 minutes left in this show. It might as well be over now. I once had a glass of water. You've heard the phrase, you're a pessimist or optimist, depending on whether you see the glass as half full or half empty. If you see a glass as half full, you're an optimist. If you see it half empty, you're a pessimist. I once took a drink of water, and it was after the first drink, I literally said to myself, well, this water will be damn near half empty before long. It's funny if you're not dumb. Well, it's also funny because I'm stupid. Yes, anything that points out that I'm stupid. So, Enkidu is devastated by the impending end of his friendship with Gilgamesh. Boy, I thought that would work so much better. Those are the moments you live for when your joke bombs in front of 30 people.
Watching us laugh. Okay, 4 people laugh. I still don't get it.
That makes it better. Sandra, did you get the joke? You want to come explain the joke? No, but she totally got it, right? Yeah, you're super smart. Okay, so somebody needs to come talk some sense into Enkidu unless he's going to end his life in this miserable, bad attitude, and that somebody is Shamash, the god of the sun. Would somebody like to be Shamash, the god of the sun? All right, Caleb. It's on the screen.
I hope so. Enkidu, why are you cursing the woman, the mistress who taught you how to eat bread fit for the gods and drink wine of kings? She who put upon you a magnificent garment. Did she not give you your glorious Gilgamesh for your companion? And has not Gilgamesh, your own brother, made you rest on a royal bed and recline you on a couch at his left hand? He has made the princess of the earth kiss your feet, and now all the people of Uruk lament and wail over you. When you are dead, he will let his hair grow long for your sake. He will wear a lion's pelt and wander through the desert.
Enkidu lay stricken with sickness. We jumped. We did a bit of a jump. Yeah, a little time skip. Not a huge time skip. It was a little time skip. Yeah, we could say a couple weeks, so I'm just making that up, but sure. Enkidu lay with sickness. One whole day he lay on his bed, and his suffering increased. He said to Gilgamesh, the friend on whose account he had left the wilderness, "Once I ran for you." Oh, wait. Who's Enkidu? Miguel, come on. Yeah. No, you need this moment. And Gilgamesh, get up here.
All right.
So he said to Gilgamesh, get up here, Gilgamesh. The friend on whose account he had left the wilderness.
Once I ran from you for the water of life, and now I have nothing.
A second day he lay on his bed, and Gilgamesh watched over him, but the sickness increased. A third day he lay on his bed. He called out to Gilgamesh, rousing him up. Now he was weak, and his eyes were blind with weeping. 10 days he lay, and his suffering increased. 11 and 12 days he lay on his bed of pain. They are not letting us off the hook easy here. Then he called to Gilgamesh.
My friend, the great goddess cursed me, and I must die in shame. I shall not die like a man fallen in battle. I fear to fall, but happy is the man who falls in the battle, for I must die in shame.
And Gilgamesh wept over Enkidu. Thank you.
Try harder next time.
What time do we go to in here?
10:15. I thought it was 10:14.
10:15.
Whatever you feel like it.
10
I thought it was 10:17. Just whatever.
Folks watching on YouTube, please continue watching through the next video in the playlist.
Walk around a lot a bit, trying to make the pieces fit to a puzzle with a million missing pieces. When I'm feeling fine is when I discover that I'm afraid to blow my cover, and there's something very wrong with this. So slip back in your hole, or get back in your cave. If I'm going down, I'm taking someone with me.